see if it's working. But anyway, I don't think it's working. No, that's so sad. Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. It is working. Okay, I had to double check. Okay. Okay, so everything is fine. For those of you that are just joining in on YouTube, I am painting Superman, both Supermans. Not that there's only two. There's so many Superman, but Superman. I guess that would be the plural. But there's so many people that have played Superman. Again, thank you for everybody for putting up with me while I figure a couple things out. Okay, so first things first. A little too loud. Okay, first things first, we need some skin tones. Unfortunately, the Zack Snyder Zack Snyder Spider-Man, that would have been interesting to see. But the Zack Snyder I keep saying Spider-Man. Zack Snyder Superman. He's tinted a little funny. So, I don't know if I'll incorporate all that, the blue tint, the premium Zack Snyder-ness. I don't know if I'll do that, but I'm just gonna start with this kind of like pale kind of pale pink with a little hint of yellow ochre. Don't want a ton of it. So I'm just trying to build up his skin tone right now, not doing anything fancy. And trying to make sure I got that chiseled jawline in there, Because your man is stacked. Especially when he smiles, it's just like... I mean, I know I've got quite the... square jaw, but the man's jaw is just, it's one of those jaws, it's like, man, that could cut glass. Not to say that David doesn't have a nice jaw, we're just gonna put David up. He's got a jaw, it's just not as, and the angles are different that I'm using for these two photos, so maybe that's not the best representation, but Henry's, he's just stacked different, he definitely won the genetic lottery in his family. Because when you see his brothers, it's like, oh, they look like cousins because they don't look alike. They don't look like they should be that closely related genetically. And while I'm waiting for Henry to dry, which isn't gonna take long. I have a couple marks where his lips should be and where his nose should be. I don't want to cover those up just yet, and so we're gonna pop over to David. Yeah, we're gonna be working on these at the same time, everybody. Same time. His skin, because of the coloring of this certain photo, his skin has a lot more going on color-wise, and so I'm adding some. I'm still gonna use the base that I have, this kind of like pinkish yellow. Still gonna use that, but I'm going to bring some of that over here. And throw in some burnt sienna. And sorry for all the sniffling. My allergies have been just crazy. I'm seeing my doctor tomorrow. We're gonna figure something out, guys. But my allergies have been absolutely insane. I don't even know like what's causing like all the congestion and stuff. But like earlier today, I was having to grab tissues and stuff because there was just so much drainage and stuff, and now it's just. It sounds like I'm more congested than I am. I didn't exactly draw his eyes in the right spot, so no eyeballs for you, sir. No eyeballs for you. And again, I don't want to mess up where his nose and his lips are. And so we're gonna go back to Henry. I'm gonna add some more layers. Yeah, it's pretty dry because the air just blows so much in the studio. And the AC is just kicked on really high and I have no control over it. I'm not the only tenant in the place, so. background. You know, seeing David's little curly Q, um, kind of wish they would have let like some of, like, you can tell that Henry's hair is a little curly because it's not straight down, you know, it is like a slick back thing. And when you see him in like other movies like Enola Holmes or something, you can really tell that man he's got some locks, some beautiful flowing curly hair. But I kind of wish that, you know, he had more of like a curly Q, like David had at some points in the movie. I didn't know how luscious Henry's hair was until I watched Enola Holmes with my mom, and I was just like, oh, hello, this gorgeous hair. And if you don't know what Enola Holmes is, it's hi Katrina. It's about Sherlock Holmes, his younger sister named Enola, and Henry's in it for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes out of the full movie. He has more of a part in the second film, but he was like Sherlock, like pre-Watson, and he was like really disheveled looking for, you know, English standards way back when. Oh, I didn't even realize, Katrina, you're watching on Twitch. Like, I just saw your name and I was like, oh yeah, Katrina's on YouTube. But I was like, yeah, brain. I'm looking at the wrong chat box. Hi. Yeah, I know I sent you the link, but just so you know, Katrina, there will be an ad in like 10 seconds. Henry is still drying. I probably should have done like an undercoat and underpainting, but when I got to the studio, I had to, they were doing some maintenance, and so I was just like trying to work on things without being in their way. And so then I decided what I wanted to do, and then I was like, oh, I have a half an hour to sketch these faces and make sure everything's ready. What if I just did people's portraits, but I never painted their eyes, and still just made it look like them, you know? But they had no eyeballs. Would that be weird? I think it would be unsettling. back to Henry for a bit. Gonna let that stuff sit. What shade is this? Let me get the eyedropper. What color is this? Yeah, there's like this greenish undertone because of the... Let me see. Look it back up. The color picker's not gonna... Yeah. It's like this greenish undertone to his skin because of the well, you guys can see the sliders moving in the corner a little bit, but because of the tint of the movie. Especially this is like the interrogation scene when he's like talking to Lois. You know, it's like a government facility and they're like shining a light in your face, like, you know, that type of vibe. But I like the way he smiled. So it's like, I'll go with this one. Because I tried to look at some when he was like flying and then I couldn't find like a high quality version of that image. And then eventually I was like, look at his face. Look at his eyes just popping like that. Like, hello? Hello, sir. Okay, so I'm gonna get some of this blue that's in the background and start mixing it into his... Yeah, getting the skin tone right is, yeah, gotta make him more green, guys. Look at this chunk. It was just like a chunk of paint that I didn't use, and so now it's just, I wanted to tap it to see if there's anything in there. It's solid. Okay, yeah, I just thought it was funny. I should probably soak this for a really long time in some soapy hot water so I can get all the excess paint off, because that's all paint. That's all chunky hard paint that I have not cleaned off in weeks. Yeah, I think the hardest thing about the Henry one is gonna get this being words. What are they? How do they exist how do you string them together? It's this, the tint and the skin tone, you know? If I would have had more time and could have figured out how to digitally edit his face so it wasn't this shade, I would have done it. But I was like, I need a reference. Oh, he's cute here. I'm gonna paint this. And now I'm suffering with my choices. I say suffering, but it's honestly not that bad. Probably shouldn't have painted over all the margins before I finish sketching the face. But, you know, it is what it is. We're gonna figure it out. You guys know me. You guys know me. Sometimes... Sometimes I just want to make sure that there's, like, no one staring at me through the window. Okay. I don't know why I picked up the ruler. I wasn't gonna really use it. Okay, so this square, the bottom of... Yeah, I should not have... Okay. We're just gonna do this real quick and just remake some guidelines so I can make sure his face goes where his face is supposed to go, you know? Okay, so bottom of the second square. This one, bottom of the second square, the eye should already be there. Bottom of the second square, it's like the bridge of his nose. Okay. Bridge. Just making sure that this is okay. Yep, this circle that I've left open, yep, that is indeed it's the bottom of the second square right there. And then okay, this line right here, his eye should be about here to there, right? Rightish. Let's get the moisture off the brush. And I don't have any black anywhere. This one? Nope, that's blue. You're black. That should be enough. Oh, got it all over my hand. Okay. So And then his eyebrows are like something like that, right? He looks weird with just this giant unpainted part of his face. Let me start on his lips so that I can feel less weird about everything. He's got like this crooked smile, like going upwards, going on. Got too much moisture on the brush. Just gonna get a tint, just a twinge of this darker blue. Come on, open. There we go. That could have been very bad. Why was I opening it so close to my sweater? Because his lips just have this slight twinge of like blue, bluish purple, you know, so I'm just getting some of that in there, you know? I'm gonna have to adjust this already now. You can already tell. I made his eye too high. Okay. I made that too high. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. I'm like, why does this look so weird? And then you know, always look back at your reference, everybody. If something feels off, just give it a second and look at your stuff and be like, okay, something is off. What is off about this? Let me get the bigger brush. Yeah, it made his eye like a couple centimeters too high and it threw everything off. Because Honestly, his eye should be like right where I've ended with this line right here. I just need to eye drop this real quick. Yeah, it's almost green over here. Okay. Just gonna get a smidge of green so I can get the right screen. All this time that I've put in, and neither one of them were completed. It hasn't even been an hour. I don't know. It's been 40 minutes. Well, 40 minutes for YouTube and then something different for Twitch. 47. Dang, there's just 7 minutes difference. Yikes. Let me get some. Let me just put some more color on his lips right now. Just so that it doesn't look so strange being so blue, even though there is a blue tint to it. This is my first time trying to do any sort of thing with Henry Cavill. There have been so many things I like wanted to do. Like I wanted to do like a Superman text portrait because I've made text portraits of Brandon Routh Tom Welling and was it just those two? Dean Cain and Dean Cain. So I've done 3 Supermen. There's just a lot more Supermen that I've never done any artwork of. And painting their faces is a lot less work than doing text portraits of them. But there's a part of me that does want to make text portraits so I can finish that collection. But there's also a part of me that's like, I could just spend less time and paint all of them like I did with the Marvel ones, but I think text portraits are more impressive. I mean, people are like, wow, tiny paintings. I'm gonna let Henry sit for a minute and I'm gonna go back to David. People are impressed by the tiny paintings, but I don't know. I do want to. There's a part of me that wants to make more text portraits, and there's another part of me that's like, I could make a lot more art if I didn't do text portraits, because they take so long, and then I have to take such long breaks and rests in between. And also, if I do any text portrait, then I can't do any gaming, because my hand will just be shot. I'll have to do so much resting, and there'll be so many things that I can't do, and maybe not gaming is fine, but sometimes it's like, oh, my hand is cramped up, I can't hold a pot or a pan or chop with a knife, and so that there's just if I rush and make a text portrait, if I take my time, it's not that bad. But there have been times where it's like I had a really tight deadline to make something, and then I was chopped afterwards, guys. It was GG in the chat. Hi, Zamboni. How are you today? Oh my gosh. Like Dad just tried to call me. One thing that I did hear about the new Superman movie that I didn't understand was, why is Jimmy Olsen a ladies' man? Like, I could understand if it was like the Jimmy Olsen from Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman, because that Jimmy was a very attractive man. But that guy, him? Really? I found that out and I felt like I was on Arrested Development when Michael found out who his son George Michael was just so obsessed about. He was like, her? And that's how I felt about Jimmy Olsen. Him? I think I have the approximate right place for his eyeballs. I'm okay training horse Tokai Teo. One of these days, you guys are gonna have to show me what this horse girl game looks like because I don't understand. Then again, I was into a train gotcha game, but that was. I played that game for money. I got money from playing that game. And once the new update came and I wasn't going to get any more money from it and the layout was different, I was like, okay, I don't want to play with you anymore. I was totally Woody's nightmare from Toy Story. And that was me to that game. What color is this? Yeah, I had it right. Okay, so I don't even know why I have this in my ear. I have nothing playing. I mean, there's music for you guys. I guess I could just always disconnect from my phone and just listen to the same tunes that you guys got. okay. I think this is... His little curved upward smile is... I'm gonna have to do some more layers so that this doesn't look weird, but... I think this is okay. I think this is pretty okay. Now, are his eyes in the right spot? I have no idea. But we're over an hour in. We've got... Sorry, I just saw something about his nose that was bothering me. Ah, there's a gnat in here. Where did gnat come from? I guess they are like the size of the tip of a pencil. They could have flown in from underneath the door or something. I just hate gnats, man. They just have no sense of personal space or boundaries. Because other bugs, you know, after they get swatted at or something, they have the general sense to leave you alone, right? Except for like mosquitoes, but they're like after your blood, right? Gnats, they'll just be all up in your face, be trying to get your food. And, you know, it's just really annoying and horrible anytime they're around. I think I initially did not make the bridge of his nose long enough. Now that I put his lips in there, his nose looks too small. So I am adjusting that now. Which means these bad boys, his nostrils gotta come down. Both of these look chopped. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one alone. Yeah, because this is not looking like David. This is looking like Ed Westick from Gossip Girl. There's something about this that looks like Chuck Bass. And Superman's not supposed to look like Chuck Bass. But, okay, maybe I just... This is... Okay, let me add a line. Alright. Okay, where's the halfway point, please? Okay, because these are 1.5 inches, right? These squares that I made. Great. I put that in the wrong area. Great. Okay. Yeah, so like the halfway-ish, no, that's not halfway, but ish point would be his eyebrows, right? That's like, okay, so halfway point-ish is eyebrows. Then eyes. Okay, so the eyes, they're not, okay. They're not that far off. It's just general shading and stuff that just makes me feel like it is that far off. So I've got like this super highlight right here. I know I said I was about to work on Henry, but I need to figure this out. text portraits just make so much more sense to me. I'm just gonna do something real quick just so. Okay. The face makes sense to me. At least a little better now. I just need a breakup of those shadows so I can really get up in there. I don't think the shadow's supposed to be that dark, Tina. Gosh. Anyway. Well. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't know where, but we're getting. We are getting somewhere. Hold up, y'all. Why this Superman? Why just... Why does this man look Asian? What did I do wrong? I don't understand what I did wrong. I'm gonna keep trying to make this man look like this man. Because at this point, I just... Okay, the shadow is not going the right way. Let me turn off the posterize for a hot minute. Let me add in the äggörsar, the under eye fat. Which I don't know if that's gonna make him look more or less Asian. I think I just have everything a bit too flat and smooth, and maybe that's why he doesn't look like himself. Let me just do some of the background real quick, just so it's not, so it'll stop bothering me. There. The empty space was bothering me. Now for the parts of his face that are bothering me. I think his hairline, I need to make more skin up in there. See, this is usually why I start with like an underpainting and other stuff. I was in a rush and I was like, oh, let me sketch this. And now there's so many layers that I have to go over because I'm painting on black canvases. Wish I had that one brush. I don't know where I put it, but it's really good for fine detailing. I'm gonna take a break on him and go to Henry in a minute. I'll get one of these Superman to look like Superman. If it's the last thing I do. And it won't be the last thing I do. I don't know why I was being so dramatic with it. Right now, looking at this, I'm like, Hoppo, who this woman? I think the nose being off is really what's... Yeah, that's not his nose. It's his nose. His nose is so wrong. Also, how come nobody told me this right eye was higher than the left? There's just so much wrong with this. Henry, hello. Hi, Henry. Oh dang, you do that? He basically looks gray. Can we... Okay, let me just... Can we brighten this up a little bit? Okay. Can we... Let me reset this. And then just default, just increase all the saturation, and what happens? He just looks more green. His eyes look more blue. Goodness gracious. And with nothing on Henry's face, I feel like it's closer than what I have on David's. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. We're just gonna make some more lines, guys. and some lines that we're gonna paint over later, but okay. That line is where his eyebrows are-ish. Okay. This, basically where the bridge of his nose is the... This is like the dead center of the picture, right? And then his nose is like halfway. It's supposed to be halfway. I think I need to make that a little bit longer. That nose is atrocious. It's not what his nose looks like. Okay. Maybe we can get his eyes right? Question mark. The eye is supposed to line up with the corner of the nose, so if the nose is wrong, then the eyes are gonna fill off. Yep, I'm just gonna make the eyebrows. Eyebrow line. There, guys, he's got some eyebrows. His nose is still bad, and he doesn't have the rest of his face, but he's got eyebrows. He's got eyebrows. so weird that that does that, but you know, it gave me the important highlights, so gosh. It's gonna be great when I can breathe again, guys, like a normal person. Okay, got a highlight here, got highlight here on this cheek. The nose is still atrocious, but it is what it is. I'll figure it out. I always figure it out eventually. Highlight on the ear. Highlight right here. Highlight on this part of his neck. Got a partial highlight over in here on this other cheek. It's lower. It is lower. Loud. The little nose smile thing is just giving me so much trouble, honestly. I just had to pick one where he was being cheeky. I was like, oh yeah, this will make it a great picture. And then not think about when people emote, they are harder to draw. And since it'll be harder to draw, it'll be harder to paint and shade and whatnot. It's not even like this man has a big nose or anything. card reference photo, that's all it is. Between the color grading and the smile that he's doing, I picked a really hard reference to try and make. I do feel like it is starting to look like he's smiling though, so that's good. Poor man looks sickly. The more I try to get it to look like the Snyder tinting, it just looks like this man is sick. I think I've lost some of his jaw. Oops. I need to get paint on my desk. Oh, okay. I'll have to clean that up. Didn't mean to do that. It looks like a guy. Doesn't look like Henry Cavill. It just looks like some guy. Nightmare fuel. The both of these. Just nightmare fuel. Maybe I should have just stuck to one Superman and instead of trying to do two at the same time. And waiting for things to dry and stuff like that. Definitely should have just stuck to one thing. Because you know how it is when you try to multitask. Well, I can multitask doing other types of paintings, but people is, they require a lot more focus. A bit more delicate, you know? So you have to be a bit more intentional with the things you do. Oh hey, Miss Grits and Butter. I'm doing pretty good. My Tuesday's going all right. I'm struggling to paint Superman though. I'm struggling with these, but other than that, I'm doing good. How are you? Oh, I think I got my mic up a little too loud because I saw that I'm going in the red. Ooh wee. It's been a while since I've done a face portrait on a live. You said close enough. I definitely feel like the Henry is better than the David at this point. This is what yeah, that was a reference for that guy. I'm just like, there's so much wrong with it. But I just put it off to the side so I didn't have to look at it. The Henry, there's things about it that are close, and also the coloring about it. No lo-fi. Oh, can you guys not hear it? Do I have it down too low? Maybe I had it too low. It should be going. Okay, I turned it up a little bit. Okay. You got a phone call, your mobile? Okay. Not a problem, not a problem. You didn't hear what I said. Oh, it was probably just turned down too low because I like looked at the levels and I was like, oh, this is, yeah. I had to adjust the volume on it. Sorry. Yeah, I had to adjust the levels. It is really dark right there in that corner, so I'm just gonna make a darker shadow. I don't want it to be like completely black, even though it's pretty close to black. Hey Jay, how's it going? Hey DJ Cal, how's it going? Thanks for the hug, Jay. Oh yeah, the raid train I was a part of, yeah, it went really well. I was glad to be a part of it. I still haven't seen the new Superman yet. My sister Christina, who wrote the book that I did the illustrations for, she saw it and she did not like it, and I'm like, dang, we usually have the same opinions about movies, so I'm gonna wait till it's, you know, it's on a streaming platform. Because if I go and pay money to see it, I would be mad if I was mad. You were on the train once and you loved the concept and the energy. Yeah, it was real good energy. Everybody was positive vibes, and you know, on the one before me and the one after me, everybody just got the time confused because some people were in Central, some people were in Eastern, and so the timing was timing was a little awkward. But other than that, you know, people just should have read the flyer better. I should have read the flyer better too, because I thought I was supposed to be up at 8:30, but I was supposed to be up at 9:30, and so I started streaming early, and I was like, oh no. Yeah, Superman's not getting good reviews. Michael B. Jordan. Well, there is a black Superman, but he's not Kal-El. He's gosh, I'm forgetting the dude's name. But there's like a black Superman. He's a different character though. I don't know if I can't think of his name. Yeah, Superman it's not getting good reviews. Oh, he's on another Earth, one of the 52 different Earths that they say that there is. I don't know why in DC they have like a limited amount of like multiversal people. I saw James Gunn try to blame the bad reviews on people having America fatigue, like overseas. I'm just like, what? Like I hate when people try to blame something on like the current political climate, because there are like, yeah, Europeans don't really care for Americans. Japanese people though, they love America. They love American things. And people in a lot of other East Asian countries too, they have an obsession with different parts of American culture. So, I just don't like when directors try to blame certain things on it as to why their movie or their TV show is not doing well. And it's just like, or maybe you didn't have a great product as you thought you did, and something should have went back to the drawing board. I might start training again and playing the next big budget hero movie. Yeah, if you want to get in shape, I say go ahead and get in shape. If you have the discipline for it and the mental and physical capabilities to go ahead, that I say go ahead. Because it's really hard to maintain, especially when you get a little older. So if you have the energy to do it now, do it now. Oh, you're welcome. I'm trying to set my phone somewhere. There we go. A dark brown green. You need a tiny KMD portrait to make everything okay. Well, I got a blank one. I can just write the letters KMD on it real quick. Oh, I'm glad to see that you're getting some rest. Why is this looking like something about something I just did is making me think of gosh, what's his name? Bruce Willis. Something about this just I gotta fix this. It sounds like a Tina Community Day stream. Maybe. We'll see. I think I currently have his lips too small. And yeah, there's something about this that is reminding me of Bruce Willis. At least from that angle. Yeah, there's something there's something wrong here. I don't know what it is. Oh my. Yeah, there's something went wrong. Something went wrong. Something about this is just reminded me of of Bruce Willis in Die Hard. I don't know what it is. Thank you. I'm sure it will be amazing eventually. Yeah, he doesn't have any lips. That is part of the problem. There's something else in the smile though that is not right. I just keep thinking about Armageddon because my dad was watching this the other Oh my gosh. Oh my. Oh my. Okay, I done made these lips too pink. They both do have thin lips. I feel like Henry Cavill has thicker lips than Bruce Willis, though. Yeah, Henry has thicker lips than Bruce. Maybe. Let me look up Die Hard real quick. Oh my. Oh my. I think I think I messed up his widow's peak a little bit. And there's other things about it too that are just not quite right. There's something off with the shading, but I think the lips that were slightly too thin and the widow's peak being off, I think that's what it was that. Oof. Let me adjust his hairline. Oh, every time I look at this, I keep hearing that song from Armageddon by Aerosmith. I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep. I'm gonna do this to see how off everything is. This side by side is about to embarrass me. I already know. I mean, I already think I can tell that there's some things with it that, but it's different when you have an image overlay. Yeah, this is rough. This is rough. Let's turn down the opacity. Okay. Let me first of all get this lined up correctly. Okay, so this is I think I wasn't that off though. Let me, instead of just doing it straight like that, let me line it up where the hairlines are. Let's see how bad it is with that. Okay, yeah, his jaw's in the his jaw's in the wrong spot, which is throwing everything. Oh gosh, his nose, guys, look at his nose. The bridge of his nose is not long enough. Because his jaw, this is... I knew this looked wrong, but I didn't know how wrong this looked. Oh no. So even if I just, okay. Let's see what it looks like my ears. It's... Yeah, I got some work to do, guys, but this might have to be something I fix off camera. Oh, okay, let me fix the jaw first of all. I'm gonna show you why I kept thinking this was Bruce Willis. Oh my. No, don't do it like that. There was just something about it that was just like, I think it was the hairline. The hairline and the tiny lips was just like, yeah. But okay, let's fix that, guys. I'll fix this jawline and some other stuff, and then I'm gonna call it a day. We don't make mistakes, we just have happy accidents, and this was such a joyful accident because I am cracking up. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. That was yeah. Okay, now that I... Thanks for the bits. Oh, think my sound alerts are. The laughter and cutting up with y'all today does my heart good. Thank you both. Thank you. Thank y'all for being here and cutting up with me. Thank you for the bits. I gotta reconfigure my sound alert so it didn't play the thank yous, but thank you. Thank you both. Oh, okay, now that I'm... Okay, I'm not done laughing. Well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, everybody. Okay. Oh my... Take a pic. Well, I already got a pic. Yeah, I have the one that's on the computer. His face is somehow too wide and too short. Thanks for the bits. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Trying so hard. I'm trying to be serious. Get some water. Not you with your clip. I can't with the water. I can't. Oh. Okay, it's not that funny. It's not that funny. It's not that. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Lips are too high too. I somehow made them too high and too big. Look at this. Okay. Okay. The actual eyes are in a relatively good spot, so I'm happy about that at least. That makes me feel great. That the eyes weren't that far off. It's just the jaw and the lips and the nose. Hairline's not too bad. Ears are a little too big. At least his left ear's a little too big. Yeah. The eyes are there. It's just the rest of the facial features. Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of this how it is, and I'm gonna see if the jaw is in a better spot. Come on, focus. Don't want to focus. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me email that to myself. little too big. Okay, I think that's about right. The left side of the jaw now is too big. Which is fine, because that's an easy fix. I probably didn't have his neck thick enough either. Let me check the neck. Oh, let me turn them. Yeah, okay. There should have been. Okay. Okay, so I know what's close-ish. Fix his nose. Lower. Needs to be a dark shadow. Gotta make his lips smaller, which is crazy.
These shadows were a little off, so I'm just gonna erase those. The shadows are probably off because the lips are too high. Okay. Okay. All right. Go ahead and get yourself a snack. Honestly, I did not intend to be this long in my stream. I usually try not to go past 2 hours, but I really wanted to fix parts of this. Oh, looks like I need a little bit more black. Okay. I'm gonna try to be finished adjusting this at the top of the hour. The operative word in that sentence is try. I'm gonna do my very best. to get this at least a spot where I don't feel like it's terrible. But there's still something about this that feels like Bruce Willis, and I don't know what it is.
This is a nightmare. What did I just do to his eyes? Why is he... What is this? What is this? Okay. Lots of happy accidents today. Lots of happy accidents. Yeah, I don't know about that top of the hour thing anymore. This is so cooked, chat. This is... oh my gosh. I can't remember the last time I struggled with a portrait this much. Between Super Bruce Willis and... I don't even know. Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I'll revisit these portraits on another day. Yeah. The more I look at these, the funnier it gets, but also the more tragic it gets, because if these were text portraits, I would not... I don't know what it is about painting a face that my brain just can't wrap around. If I sketch someone, it's not like this. If I do literally any other medium, but just painting a face, I don't know. It gets so bad. It gets so bad so fast. And the faces are always too wide. The faces are always too wide. I don't know why I do that. But, you know, we're gonna take these lemons and make lemonade on a different day. Because this is... oh, gosh. I'm hungry, and,
I got some other things I gotta work on and gotta do today. But thank you to everybody that was watching, whether you were on Twitch or YouTube. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me while I make things to paint. Thanks so much, Mr. Grits and Butter and DJ Count Money for sending me the bits. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and you know, the friendship that we have, and you guys sending me bits and stuff. I really appreciate you guys and your company and your time. But yeah, you guys can catch me next week. Not next week. You guys can catch me on Thursday. I'll be streaming. Maybe I'll work on these between now and Thursday. Maybe I'll retouch these on Thursday. I'm not exactly sure. But, yeah, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. And you guys can look at actual good portraits that I've done on my website. Usually they're not this cooked. But, yeah, just today that they are. I did struggle painting Storm, though. Holly Berry is Storm. That was another one where I did struggle a lot with. But, yeah, usually it's not this bad. But, I don't know. Today was just funny. It was real funny. But, yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.